Well, that's what I've been trying to do. I want to get to the point where I get a consistent amount of income that's like I don't have to guess if a month is going to do well or not. That way I can just literally release everything for free.
Get a
Because
Patreon.
I don't like charging. I want to give everything for free, but I need to support myself too, you know?
Yeah.
For me, that's Patreon because I can tell what's going to happen, and then the YouTube's okay. And then with product sales, they fluctuate. But the Patreon is always like the set number. I know what I'm going to make.
Yeah.
Does it usually go up or fluctuate at all?
It always goes up by like $200, $300 a month. Sometimes more, sometimes less. The annoying thing is the amount of people that drop off at the end of the month. It's really annoying. But if you can like make it go up, like this is like this month, this is like the least amount that I've gained, but I'm still doing really good with it. But I'm like, we'll see how many people leave at the end of this month. But you know, I'm still super grateful for where it's at now. So I can't.
Yeah. Also,
you just have
double
to promote
digits.
the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I just set one up. I'm working on before the video or this podcast. I was working on one. I'm struggling figuring out what tiers. If I'm giving too much for a lower tier, or I'm giving too little for a lower tier, and I'm trying to find that balance because a ton of people are asking to make one.
Don't make your first tier $1. Make it $2.
Yeah, that's what I did. I actually was looking at yours just because I know you have a really good Patreon.
Yeah,
and I was trying to base it somewhat similarly. So
promote the crap out of it. If you don't have a sponsor on a video, in the first 20-30 seconds of your video, just shout out your Patreon. Because the thing about like marketing is you have to keep reminding people that it exists, and then at some point when they want it, they'll sign up. So that's kind of like my rule of thumb. If there's not a sponsor, then I'm going to talk about
I'm going to start doing that then.
Yeah, just make it quick. Don't annoy people, but so I keep it under a minute.
So what's your opinion on?
I'm the opposite.
I was going to ask, what's your opinion on people like adding more and more content to the Patreon and having someone just join immediately, take all the stuff, and then like leave and not stick around?
You can't stop it, and I don't like it, but at least I got their money because they pay up front. That's like I got your money, you got what you wanted, but you also got to benefit a lot from staying because I upload a bunch during the month.
That's a good point because I have a video course tier, which is like for now it's like I made a $15 course. You could get it on Patreon or on Gumroad. It really doesn't matter. But if I upload one every month, that $15 goes a longer and longer way. I guess it's fine as long as you're okay with needing to release something every month so that there's a reason for people to stick around. But otherwise, you're right. At some point, $15 will give you 12 video courses, and that's ridiculous.
That's my biggest thing.
It's a risky gamble, I guess.
The only thing I've kind of screwed the pooch on was saying you get 50% off all my products if you're on Patreon. I don't know if people are signing up, getting that 50% and dipping. I don't think they're doing that. I don't think they're doing that a lot. I mean, every once in a while, I think like I'll lose one Patreon a day, and that might be one of those people. But so far, I'm gaining more than that. So far, it's not an issue.
My Patreon's like totally just tip system. It's like I make no guarantees about. There's not going to be anything extra on there. It's purely like if you just want to give me money, like it's not going to change my life. I don't want to have to like make Patreon special content, but like the way you're doing it, you know, it can become a revenue stream. But for me, like until I was making, you know, $30,000 a month on Patreon, it's like it's just tips. It's like akin to a musician.
My recommendation
asking for change.
My recommendation for anyone like doing a model similar to mine, I made the Patreon to not give, and I don't give myself any more work. Everything that goes in that Patreon, I would have been doing anyway. I'm just giving it to people now.
That's a good way to do it.
I'm always like testing things out. So that's like the free project file, not free, the weekly project file tier. I'm going to be doing tutorials, so I might as well save 2 or 3 of them to be exclusive. You know, all that stuff. I'm not really giving myself much work that I wouldn't have been doing on my own. So that's kind of like
important.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, there's this, if any of y'all have heard of Ezra Cohen, he has this course, this residual income course. And one of his like points in there is every creative pretty much has like sellable assets just sitting on their drive. Yeah. It's just put them out and sell them. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just putting them on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
I had an idea because I've been thinking that I need to do something else, but I've always been a bit off put by Patreon because of like the whole promise system, and I don't really like the idea of people subscribing and being, you know, disappointed if it's not the sort of stuff they like. But again, that's just my take on it. So I was thinking that I might do something slightly different with Gumroad, because I've seen some people do something interesting called donation boxes. I know Jerry Perkins has one, where it's a product that's not really a product. It's a place where people go to donate stuff, but you can put whatever you like as like the file contents for it. So what I thought was maybe every month I will make a new kind of donation box, and I'll put all my random stuff in it throughout the month. And maybe I'll do several tiers. So like you can get half of it for a few dollars, all of it for this many dollars, or just pay what you want, and stuff like that. And then every month it'll be a different collection of stuff. So if people want, they can go and buy all of them, like after a year, or they can just select ones and they'll be able to see what stuff's included and stuff like that. So instead of one person coming in really late down the line going, okay, here's $2, downloading everything, it's like, here's a collection of packages. You can see what you like, pick it and go.
That's cool.
I'm considering that would be something I could potentially do on my website when it's finished. Is just have like a library of products and like into the Patreon so they can just get them. But that would have to be something I would have to do research on.
Here's another way you could combat it, and in some way it doesn't really fix the problem, but it definitely makes you feel better. Like for me, again, the exclusive video courses. What if you do that, but then you say 3 months from now I'm going to release it for free on YouTube? This way, you've kind of gotten rid of the problem of somebody's $15 going a long way. Everybody kind of feels better because even if you don't want to pay, you get the course. But 3 months is a long time that people might say, I want it now.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
And 3 months rolls around and a new Blender version of Blender comes around and screws that course. So
yeah, it could happen, but
but
that's a good point. That is something you need to account for. That's true.
Yeah. Again, I'm always trying to like avoid conflict in any way. And I can imagine getting angry emails, even though I would say this is going to be released free, so just keep that in mind when picking this up. There's going to be someone that says, "Oh my god, why'd you release it for free? I brought it. I want a refund." Blah 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 blah. All of that.
That's a tough one right there.
So yes,
well, I'm trying to figure out how to because most of my income is from the courses I already have, like on Udemy, and now I'm starting to put them on Gumroad. But I don't want to do any discounts through Patreon, because like Ducky, you have consistent stuff being released each month, whereas with me it's several weeks or month to make a video course, and I feel like if I give like a discount or say I'll give you this course for free, that's a super easy way for people to sign up and then just get it cheaper. And then
I would say this: make it like a 10% discount, so they're not really getting that much of a benefit, but they do get a little bit of benefit, and then everything else you have on the Patreon.
That would
for
make
me
sense.
It's 50%. Didn't really think about that in the early days. Now that I
It's
have
too
more
late to change it, right? Like if you change it, people would be mad.
Yeah. Because back in the day when I did that, I didn't have that much of a business sense, nor did I know I was going to be doing things at this scale. So whatever. It's still doing really well, and the products still sell very well. So even with that 50%, I think it does really well.
Yeah, and you have a consistent income. You don't have to stress about, oh, how much will I make this month? You know. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, so for the most part, it's a blessing, but I could have had some more foresight on that. So
Well,
far,
you can always make another course.
I can, of course.
Hmm.
Good one.